What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, and the next stimulus package, next stimulus check. Multiple different states are sending out stimulus checks here. There's over 20 different states that have announced stimulus checks or passing stimulus checks, property tax rebates, tax rebate checks here, and more are coming here forward here pretty much on a weekly basis. Remember that $350 billion went out to states here from the last stimulus package. And they're now deciding to use, well, some states are deciding to use it. And as we get closer to the election, more and more states are like, hey, let's use this money. And also, states have a record amount of surplus money right now, state surplus money, because of the low unemployment rate that's currently at 3.6% here, and which is almost at a 50-year low. So what's happening is that as more and more people have gone back to work, um, there's actually kind of a job surplus as well. Um, there's so many jobs out there; they're just kind of crying for people here, and there's it's kind of weird to say here. It's like if you went back here 20 years ago, you would go to an interview and you'd have lines for interviews and they would like pick one or two people. Now it's like the opposite, right? They're trying to hire anybody they can in some instances, right? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's like, where did all the people go? Yeah. But in this case, because there's so many people that have gone back to work, the people that want to work or the people that can work, or those type of instances, right? The states and the federal government are taking in more money than ever right now. Almost every single state, or I think every single state. It's hard to look into the balance sheet of every single state, right? But every single state that I've seen is running a budget surplus of over $1 billion or more. Okay. So when you combine billion or billions of dollars of surplus money, extra money over their budget, okay, in the past, we've seen a lot of states that have run a negative. Okay. They spent more money than they took in. They were running deficits. They had debt. Okay. Now they're all running surpluses. They have billions of dollars extra. So it's quite a dramatic turnaround here. You think about California before, they used to be dramatically in debt, and now they have a $97 billion surplus. I'll show it to you right here. Yeah, California's $98 billion surplus comes as warning sign looms as with inflation here. Newsom seeking re-election vows $18 billion in inflation relief. California has just announced here Californians will get up to $1,050 in inflation relief checks. Those are going to be $350 per person, basically. Okay. With a maximum of three per family. So if you have one adult, $350, two adults, $700, and if you have children, $350 per child, up to a maximum of $1,050. For example, Florida here just posted a record $21.8 billion surplus. Yeah, 21.8 billion dollar budget surplus, a state record for them as well. And actually, Florida had a little bit of stimulus news here as well, but it was nothing like California's. It was only a tiny amount of people. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis is using federal stimulus money to send nearly 60,000 Florida families a $450 per child check to offset the cost of rising inflation. I covered that in my previous video right before this. If you want the details of that, it's better than nothing for sure. So that's really good for 60,000 Florida families. But they have $21 billion of extra money. They definitely could use it for the state here. And Texas Texas, the state will have an extra $27 billion in its coffers in 2023. They currently have $24 billion right now. Yeah, they have between 24 and $27 billion right now and have not provided any relief at all to their residents that I have seen. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you guys. As soon as I see something, I'll let you know. This comes here as most Americans say their paycheck is not enough amid inflation. Poll finds. Quote, employers need to provide competitive compensation and work flexibility and invest in employees' professional development if they want to keep and recruit talent in this labor market. Yeah, it's actually difficult for employers right now in this labor market. Yeah, a recent Harris poll conducted on behalf of the American Staffing Association found that 58% of US adults are concerned their paycheck won't cover their needs. Yeah, and these are working people. Remember that there's a lot of people that are retired and don't have a paycheck per se. There's people that are disabled, don't have a paycheck per se. And remember, there's about 60% of people that live in debt or paycheck to paycheck as well. So not everybody really has a paycheck per se because some people are retired. Some people are disabled. Some people are, not really not can work. Nearly 30% of those surveyed said they plan to seek a job change in the next 6 months, while another 28% said they will look for a second job. Yeah, times are tough for a lot of people. Millennial and Gen Z workers were most likely to say they will search for a new higher wage job in the next 6 months. Yeah, quote, workers are concerned about the effects of inflation and they're planning on taking action. A lot of workers are quitting their job and moving to higher paying jobs when possible. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. Have you switched jobs in the last year or two to a higher paying job? It is kind of an interesting workforce now where that is, a viable option right now. But of course, there's always that saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. So, I mean, if you're in a good place, um, maybe it's not worth it. You got to weigh your option. But if you really don't like where you're working, then maybe it's a good option, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, meanwhile, more and more states are giving back to their residents, either providing state stimulus checks, tax rebate checks, property tax rebate checks, or pausing the gas taxes on their state. When the state pauses the gas tax, it normally costs a lot of money. Um, Tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars per month. So that is another way of providing back to um, the residents of the state here. Here's multiple different states here that are going on here right now. Check this out. Thousands are seeking gas tax rebate relief from the state of Missouri here. Look at this sneaky little boy who snuck up on me.
I sneaked on you.
You sneaked on me. What are these?
These are binoculars.
What are they?
Binoculars.
Wow.
And they help me see. They can see things far away.
I think you got them backwards. Wait, let me see here. I think they go this way.
No, I think they go this way.
Wow, those are really cool, buddy.
Yep, they see things very far away.
You're such a sneaky little boy.
Yep, I sneak on people.
Why? Is your name Sneaky Pete?
No, my name is Sneaky Julian Peterrup.
Oh, Sneaky Julian, huh?
Yep.
You're such a
Nikki
silly.
Pete Julian. That's
Oh.
my name.
All right. Well, why don't you let Daddy finish? Why don't you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Well, don't knock me out of the process.
I'm gonna knock you out of the process.
No, say bye-bye. We love you.
I'm eating you.
No.
I ate you all up. Bye. Hey, I can't see. Bye-bye now.
Life is never dull here, right? Missouri drivers are getting their first chance to ask for money back from the state's gas tax increase. Requests can be made for refunds from the motor fuel tax for the period October 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. The refund is for the first of four 2.5 cent increases that will go into effect each year until the full 12-cent increase is in place for 2025. So the Missouri increase of gas tax, you can actually not pay it, believe it or not. All you have to do is save your receipts, and you can send it in to your state government, and they'll give you a refund for it, believe it or not. Yeah, the tax was approved by the governor in 2021 and will take the state gas tax from 17 cents to 29 cents. As of Tuesday, 2,500 refund claims have already been filed starting July 1st and will continue through September 30th. Quote, if they want to apply for a refund, they go ahead through the process and do it. More power to them. And that's right. Indiana and Massachusetts expected to joint list of states to provide tax rebates. Yeah, we already covered the Massachusetts one in the last video, but it's $250 and $500 for joint filers. Single filers earning between $38,000 and $100,000 will be eligible. If both chambers of the Massachusetts legislature are able to reach an agreement on tax aid and it is signed into law, rebates are expected to be issued to qualified taxpayers by September 30th. Yeah, they have a 2022 surplus of more than $3 billion, and they have stimulus money in addition to that. Indiana, round of tax rebates is offered in Indiana. In May, they started sending $125 payments to all residents regardless of income. The rebate is a result of the state's automatic taxpayer refund law. The law directs money back to residents following higher than expected state revenue. Governor Eric Holcomb earlier this month called for a special session to send more money to residents. He said state reserves allow for additional boost. Indiana's economy is growing with more than $1 billion of revenue over current projections. The governor is now asking for every taxpayer to receive an additional $225 on top of that $125. The special session to address the issue is scheduled to begin July 25th. If only every state had that, right? Because, Texas has $27 billion dollars and Florida has their $21 billion dollars. And right now they're not sending anything back yet. So if only they had laws like that, right? That would be nice. Maybe you guys should. Maybe you should have laws like that, right? And there's no reason you can't. Vote on it. Start a petition to vote on it. Tell your legislators you want to vote on it, and get it on the ballot. Get it on the ballot, right? This is the other states got it on the ballot, and you can too. You can too. So if other states have done it, there's no reason that other states can't do it. Any state that you're in can't do it. So budget surpluses can be distributed back to residents by law. Some states have these laws. It's been literally written into law by the House and Senate of each state. And then they have to distribute it back to residents by law. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. In fact, I have a quick another update here. Indiana Senate Republicans' inflation relief plan clashes with the House Republicans' governor proposal. So they have different proposals here. The Indiana Senate Republicans' inflation relief plan doesn't line up with the House Republicans and what the governor is proposing. The Indiana governor, Eric Holcomb, is a Republican also. So Indiana's Republican through and through. The Senate plan unveiled Wednesday would not send $225 checks to every taxpayer. This is just a plan. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. This is just the Senate's version of the plan. Instead, the proposal would suspend the 7% sales tax that you would pay on your utility bills for 6 months: electricity, water, and gas, internet, and phone. So, I mean, you would save money there. It also caps through June 2023 the state sales tax on gasoline. So that's like almost a year. The state sales tax on gasoline, the rate fluctuates each month based on gas prices. So you'd save money every time you fill up on gas. Under the bill, it couldn't be more than 29.5 cents per gallon. So you would save money all around there as well. The Senate president said his caucus thinks its plan is the best way to get Hoosiers some relief. That's that we're not passing out money to individuals. We are providing them to save some money on their utility bills, which everybody's going to pay. I mean, either way, whatever, right? It's one way or another, right? Some economists have said to send $225 or $450 jointly to everybody who filed a state income tax return would further contribute to inflation. It would. I hate when people say this because one way or another, people are getting the money, right? There's also criticism of Holcomb's plan from advocates for older Hoosiers and people with disabilities. Many low-income people, including those with Social Security, don't make enough to file taxes and would be left out of the governor's proposal. So maybe this other plan would be better for them actually because they would save money on these bills and the gas tax. So maybe this other plan would be better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, right? So for those people, if their state doesn't have a plan to give them the money, this plan would be better. However, House Speaker from the Republican side said Hoosiers need relief now. Indiana's in a position to give them back their money now. Senate Democrat leader said he doesn't understand why the Republican plan will spend $615 million to fund construction projects and pay down pension debt. They're using that money for credit. We have AAA credit, and that's more important than feeding families. Senate Republicans said their plan will save the average Hoosier household about $100. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis that you need to know about. There's a lot of states trying to give money back to their residents here in multiple different ways. And as always, call, email, and tweet your state representatives and your governor and say, hey, we got all this money. Let's spend it, or let's get on the ballot to use this money. And I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. So make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And did AOC fake her arrest? You can click here to see that video next. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.